Alex Turner was a man driven by passion and ambition, pouring every ounce of his heart into his tech startup. From the moment he envisioned the company, he had dreams of innovation and success that would not only change his life, but also the lives of others. At him was Ryan Blake, his charismatic business partner. Their camaraderie was palpable. They shared late nights fueled by coffee and dreams of their future. Early days, it felt as if nothing could stand in their way. They celebrated milestones together, from securing initial funding to launching their first product. The atmosphere in the office buzzed with creativity and excitement as they navigated the challenges of entrepreneurship side by side. However, beneath this facade of success lay signs of trouble, subtle whispers that something wasn't right. Began with unexpected discrepancies appearing in their accounts, small enough to dismiss at first but troubling nonetheless. Alex found himself frowning over spreadsheets late into the night, feeling a gnawing sense of unease settle within him. Despite his growing doubts about Ryan's involvement in these financial irregularities, he desperately wanted to trust his friend. As weeks turned into months, the tension escalated within the company. Employees began to notice changes, worry etched on their faces, as productivity dwindled due to an unspoken cloud hovering over them all. Alex worked even harder to keep spirits high, while secretly grappling with feelings of betrayal and confusion. A stress weighed heavily on him, and it wasn't just numbers that haunted him, it was visions of what could go wrong if things didn't turn around soon. He watched as morale plummeted among his once enthusiastic team members, who had believed wholeheartedly in their mission. One night, when darkness wrapped around him like a thick blanket, Alex stared at a blank screen lost in thought. Questions swirled through his mind like autumn leaves caught in a gusty wind. Was Ryan hiding something? Could he truly be capable of such deceit? He shook off these thoughts stubbornly after all. They had built this company together, a bond forged through sleepless nights and shared victories. At each passing day brought new concerns swirling inside him like shadows creeping closer. Alex knew that these struggles were merely the prelude to a far greater storm waiting just around the corner, one that would shatter everything he held dear, and set him on an unforeseen path toward revenge for what seemed impossible, reclaiming trust amidst betrayal's grip. Alex's heart raced as he stared at the numbers on his screen, feeling the weight of betrayal settle heavily on his shoulders. The disappearance of Ryan Blake had sent shockwaves through the company, leaving behind an unsettling silence that was palpable. Every corner of the office now seemed to echo with doubt, and confusion. Chairs were pushed back slightly, as if their occupants had been abruptly called away. "Lisa," Alex said, attempting to steady his voice while looking into her concerned eyes. "We need to get to the bottom of this. Believe Ryan would just leave us hanging like this." Lisa Chen nodded thoughtfully, her brow furrowing in determination. "If you analyze the financial records, to find out where he's taken our money." The two stayed late into the night, surrounded by spreadsheets and stacks of invoices. With every document they scrutinized, Alex felt a mix of anger and disbelief growing within him. How could someone he trusted so completely turn against him? As Lisa pointed out discrepancies, Alex's emotions shifted from sadness to a burning rage. "This," Lisa exclaimed suddenly, pointing at her laptop screen. "Invoices don't match up with any services we've received. They're all fake." Alex leaned closer, scanning the details before feeling his stomach drop further. His mind raced back to all those late-night brainstorming sessions with Ryan, how they dreamed big together, and now it felt like those dreams were crumbling under layers of deceit. "Authorized these withdrawals himself," Lisa continued, her voice laced with urgency as she scrolled through endless transactions that bore no resemblance to their usual business dealings. "This isn't just reckless, it's calculated." The realization hit Alex like a punch to the gut. Ryan had meticulously crafted a scheme that not only robbed them financially, but also shattered the trust they had built over years of partnership. "Every time we thought we were making progress," Alex muttered bitterly, "he was setting us up for failure." Days turned into nights filled with relentless searching for answers, as tension mounted within what remained of their team. Employees whispered in hushed tones about potential layoffs, morale plummeted faster than ever before as uncertainty clouded their once vibrant workspace. Fatigue began taking its toll on both Alex and Lisa. After countless hours spent piecing together evidence like an intricate puzzle, Alex finally spoke up again with renewed resolve. "I won't let this go unpunished." With clenched fists resting on the table between them, he made a vow deep within himself, a promise that justice would be served not just for himself, but for everyone who believed in their vision. Let's gather everything we have, Alex said decisively, determination radiating from him despite exhaustion lingering in his eyes. Take this to Detective Miles. And so began their path toward unraveling Ryan's treachery, their hope igniting flames of vengeance that would soon burn brightly enough to light up even the darkest corners where deceit thrived. Alex felt the weight of betrayal as he meticulously plotted his course of action. It was time for revenge, a journey that would not only seek justice but also reclaim what was rightfully his. With Lisa Chen's financial expertise and Detective Sarah Miles' investigative prowess by his side, he set out to gather the evidence needed to bring Ryan Blake down. The three of them spent countless nights poring over spreadsheets and bank statements, eyes strained from staring at screens under the dim glow of office lights. Each transaction they traced led them deeper into Ryan's web of deceit, unveiling a series of large withdrawals authorized solely by him. It was infuriating to discover fake invoices created in the name of vendors who had never done business with their company. Alex could hardly believe how deeply Ryan had manipulated their trust. Fateful evening. As they pieced together the puzzle, Sarah received an anonymous tip about an associate of Ryan's who might have information on where he was hiding. A lead sent adrenaline coursing through Alex's veins. They quickly formulated a plan to confront this associate, a risky move that could potentially backfire. But Alex knew they were running out of time. Ryan would not stay hidden forever. They drove to meet this informant in a dimly lit diner on the outskirts of town. Tension hung thick in the air. Every shadow felt like a threat. Every passing car seemed to harbor spies sent by Ryan's camp. But there was no turning back now. Alex had come too far and sacrificed too much already. Upon arrival, they found themselves seated across from a nervous figure, Jake, someone who had once worked closely with Ryan but became disillusioned when he discovered his former boss's shady dealings. Jake hesitated at first but eventually opened up about everything he knew, accounts where funds were funneled away, and potential accomplices that Ryan's scheme involved. With each piece of information revealed, Alex's resolve solidified further. He took meticulous notes while Lisa recorded key details on her tablet. Their biggest breakthrough, yet lay within reach if they played their cards right. They wrapped up their meeting and stepped outside into the cool night air. Tension gave way to exhilaration. It felt as though justice surged closer with every revelation unveiled. As relief washed over them momentarily, ominous figures loomed ahead. Ryan's associates had caught wind of their investigation and were determined to silence them. Confrontation erupted amidst raised voices and threatening gestures. Fear pulsed through Alex's heart like thunderclaps echoing in his chest as he realized how far-reaching Ryan's grasp truly was. Yet fueled by righteous anger rather than fear, Alex stood firm alongside Lisa and Sarah, not backing down even when faced with intimidation tactics meant to sow doubt within their ranks. "What you're doing?" Sarah declared defiantly, her voice steady despite the chaos surrounding them. "You can't scare us off." Alex followed suit, channeling every ounce of determination he could muster. "We need to take him down." Incredibly aware that stakes had never been higher, it wasn't just about money anymore, it was about fighting against injustice itself. The trio managed to escape unscathed after exchanging fierce, but leaving behind seeds planted deep within those adversaries' minds. In their workspace later that night, adrenaline coursed through them still as they sifted through evidence, gathered thus far. Emails filled with incriminating details sprawled across computer screens, illuminated by shadows dancing around them from flickering fluorescent lights. Above, and finally ready for one last push before presenting everything gathered thus far before law enforcement officials. Their next step firmly etched into place, Alex couldn't shake off feelings swirling inside him like storm clouds gathering. Above, and would this be enough? Could revenge finally deliver justice? Hope blended with anxiety painted vivid strokes upon his heart as anticipation drummed steadily beneath skin, a heartbeat echoing promises waiting patiently beyond horizons. Unseen, and however daunting or dangerous things may seem along this path toward retribution, ahead one fact remained unwavering. Nothing would stop him now from ensuring Ryan faced consequences, deservedly so, for betraying both friendship and trust itself. The aftermath of the storm was here, and Alex Turner stood at the forefront of a new beginning. The day he had longed for finally arrived. Authorities were called to action, and justice was about to be served. The air was thick with anticipation as Detective Sarah Miles approached him outside the office building, her demeanor professional but warm. "Alex," she said, a reassuring smile breaking through her serious facade. gathered enough evidence to move forward with an arrest. The weight of those words settled over Alex like a comforting blanket, easing the tension that had gripped him since Ryan Blake's betrayal. He felt his heart race as they made their way into the building where everything had begun, the dreams, the ambitions, now tainted by deceit. Inside, Lisa Chen waited anxiously alongside Mr. Johnson, their legal counsel. The three exchanged glances filled with hope and apprehension. They were all aware that this moment marked not just an end, but also a beginning for something greater. The minutes ticked by slowly in the conference room where they awaited news on Ryan's fate. Journalists began arriving outside. Scandal had spread like wildfire across social media, a sensation igniting public interest in Alex's plight as both victim and resilient entrepreneur determined to reclaim what was rightfully his. Finally, Detective Miles emerged from behind closed doors. "Have him?" she announced triumphantly. Relief washed over Alex as cheers erupted from Lisa and Mr. Johnson. It felt surreal yet utterly gratifying. The news traveled fast. Ryan Blake was under arrest for embezzlement and fraud against his former partner. Cameras flashed relentlessly as reporters clamored for details outside the precinct, while news outlets broadcast updates nationwide. As coverage continued throughout that week, Alex found himself painted not merely as a victim, but also as an inspirational figure, a man who turned adversity into strength while courageously battling back against betrayal's cruel grip. He watched interviews unfold on television screens, showing glimpses of his passion for innovation, coupled with determination to rebuild after devastation struck unexpectedly. Days turned into weeks following Ryan's capture. Momentum shifted toward rejuvenation within Alex's company, amidst lingering echoes of past struggles now giving way to newfound hope among loyal team members who rallied around him through it all. With each passing moment spent together rebuilding their vision, that same dream once shared with Ryan, Alex reflected profoundly on how trust can easily fracture, yet resilience paves paths toward renewal. Meetings transformed from whispered concerns about potential layoffs to spirited brainstorming sessions filled with laughter and collaboration once more. Surrounded by steadfast friends who believed in him unconditionally even after all he'd endured, he embraced lessons learned about vigilance woven intricately into every decision moving forward. Trust earned requires diligence but holds immeasurable power when forged correctly amidst trials faced along life's winding journey. In quiet moments alone late at night, when reflection poured over him like soft rain brushing against window panes, a sense of empowerment enveloped Alex entirely, knowing justice wasn't served solely by legal means, it sprang forth from deep within himself, to a victory born out of pain, transforming bitterness into fuel igniting brighter futures ahead. From ashes arose renewed ambitions, stronger than before, no longer burdened by shadows cast upon them through betrayal, experienced hand in hand, with determination resonating at core values held dear within partnerships built anew without fear or doubt lingering behind ever again. He smiled softly, thinking about how far he'd come since standing in those dimly lit offices, wrestling worry-laden thoughts spiraling endlessly, until clarity emerged, shining brightly, illuminating pathways previously obscured by anger, but now paved toward success, adorned beautifully through perseverance, blossoming forth each day anew. /n/n. And so with each sunrise greeted eagerly after nights filled with restful slumber, unfurling dreams alive once more, driven towards visions far-reaching beyond horizons, never imagined, all guided gently forward, propelled onward toward destinies waiting patiently just beyond sight, yearning always closer, ever so sweetly resonating, vibrantly beckoning them onward, still ahead. /n.